Who's in the chats all around the world? We are here live at LCK Challenger League 2023 Summer. That's the Greencasters. Here are we in our Faker charging booth. I'm Valdez, with me is Wolf, and we got the Telecom War.
Telecom War, or
number 2, Electric Boogaloo.
I mean, it's the first one, round robin.
No, it's the second one. We had the first one in LCK.
Yeah, but it's not the same. It's not the same.
I mean,
there's
when
LCK
someone comes
Telecom
in,
War, there's CL Telecom War.
when someone comes in, they're like, "Where's Faker?" What are you gonna tell them?
I'm just gonna say, Valdez will tell you, and then
why do
keep
I have to
watching
tell
the
them?
game? Because you're trying to opt me into this. What happened to Zane's message?
Wow, Alexander actually thinks we're in front of a green screen. I will let him know that this is a real charging booth. We just have a desk right here that we're putting our hands on, as you can see.
Yeah, I was about to show you that if I touch it, it'll shock my hand, but I'll show you guys later. Yeah, Telecom War, 6th versus 9th. Nice.
Nice.
3 and 3 versus 1 and 5 here. KT definitely stumbling a little bit this season, not looking as dominant as they did in spring. With the same roster, essentially, minus Rebel in the bottom lane.
Don't forget about him. Okay? He was a very key part of this roster.
He was, but he's no longer a part of it, so it's his way only.
Where did he go?
He went to Europe, I believe.
I'm gonna look this up right now. I need to know about Reblay.
I think he went to Europe. Pretty sure. I think he went to ERL.
EU.
Anyway, T1 also making some roster changes, but definitely some downgrades on the side of T1. Whereas for KT, we were playing musical chairs with support anyways, and way.
Oh, he was on
stronger.
BBQ Olivers. Yeah, cool. He is on Papara Supermassive.
Yeah,
since May 2023.
Supermassive. I remember Supermassive back in the day. They went to Worlds.
They did. So that's where he went. Okay. Well, he's not part of this anyway. T1.
Yeah,
things are just not going well
Bay.
for the org nowadays.
Yeah, they lost Bay. Kobe. One day he'll live up to it, but it's been a tough start to the season. And yeah, I mean, like you said, it's not going great for T1 and LCK, but they're still, in my opinion, a top 3 team there. They're just. It's awkward with T1 where if they in LCK where if they don't actually absolutely blow it out of the water, you're very disappointed, even if they're still a top tier team.
Yeah.
I think the narrative gets a little bit murky there. Here, we are in fact a bottom team.
Murky isn't in this game, Wolf.
No.
I know you've cast HOTS a lot in the past, but
don't bring back my nightmares.
This is this is a different MOBA, not that old one that had Murky in it, so don't worry about it. I don't need to mention Murky anymore. As yes, DK, undefeated. They have not lost a game yet. And maybe not at all. We'll have to wait and see if anyone can take a game away. Who do you think is going to be? Do you think Bro can do it?
I mean, maybe HLE?
HLE. Definitely on paper, the most obvious ones to have a chance.
I think it's more likely they're just going to have the perfect first round robin, but I think HLE has the best chance of our 2nd and 7th place teams. I'll face them later. The question is, will T1 be able to upset KT? Because KT have been upset a few times this season. And, you know, if T1 find that form that we know that most of this roster has already showcased throughout spring, especially in that playoff win they took, maybe they actually could do it tonight. Maybe, Valdez.
Maybe.
But I'm ready to be a little bit grumpy and upset if the drafting doesn't lead to happy results or solid compositions.
Wolf, this is Challengers. This is the safe space of positivity and happiness.
Yeah. And also Grumpy Wolf, who will be disappointed in drafts a little bit.
Okay. Just a little bit.
I mean, I'm still going to be positive, just in a very negative way.
Okay. Oh, I see.
Or very negative in a very positive way.
Okay.
Or maybe I'll just hold my breath.
Merc Wolf is in the game, so at least we've got that going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has multiple heads, as Valdez has learned recently. So red side has been better for KT. I
wonder why.
Much similar to KT actually in spring.
I think the answer is obvious, right? It's because they're a red team.
I think the answer is they're reliant on Feisty a lot. He gets a little bit more counter pick options.
Okay, more important question here. Who do you think is the most red team in the LCK? Is it KT, Nongshim, or T1?
It's T1. But
I think it's KT.
I think that both KT and Nongshim have more black than red. And in fact, on their jerseys currently, it's black and white for KT. They haven't worn red on their jerseys for a little while now, Valdez. To be honest with you, gonna have to lay it out.
What about the original KT logo?
It was also mostly gray. Yeah.
No, what do you mean? When you go outside and you look at a KT store, it's red.
Oh, you mean the
logo
you mean
is
KT
red.
Korea Telecom, the actual telecom communications company.
Nongshim are Red Force. I think
noodles
both
are
KT
not
and
red,
Nongshim
by
are
the
more
way.
red than T1.
Now that logo is very red on the sign.
Yeah. The one on the left, though, is their modern logo, actually. So
Yeah, the telecom company, of course.
So I guess
I feel like they're just showcasing the logos for us right now, just because we're having this conversation.
Oh my God, it was so embarrassing when I shook the sign on camera. I cannot believe it. Now, T1 have not won a game on blue side. They've only won 2 games total, and that makes sense. I mean, they've only won 1 series, but both of their games were in the same series.
Yeah.
Against the same team, and that was OK Man Bro at the beginning of the year when Bro were also in Omega Struggle Street situation. Struggled.
Rion Strugged.
Everything has to end with J now, you know, like Sag,
Oh,
Madge,
yeah.
O-Cage Business, you know.
Yes. Yes.
Struggled.
Valdez is always trying to keep up with the new lingo, and I'm always trying to pretend like it doesn't exist.
I'm that boomer.
But then when we interact with each other, I have to acknowledge its existence. About family member potentially here.
Bout's
Yes,
dad.
Dad.
Thanks, Yundo. There he is.
Yeah, it says
He wanted to remain anonymous until the fan sign let him down.
for his birthday present.
Yeah. The Telecute Wars. The Tele-Electrocute. Telecom Wars.
Let's talk about Perfect. Let's talk about Perfect.
Okay.
So Perfect is very good at Renekton, and so is Castle, also, strangely enough. I kind of feel like they're doing Castle a little bit dirty with this key position because Perfect and Castle play the exact amount of...
Do you hear this in the background?
Yeah, it's just,
Just someone interrupting you.
No, it's just the
Getting
singy
really
guy.
down with the
Singy
music.
BGM guy. Singy BGM guy is just
I
chilling.
think it was a woman. I don't know.
No. Well, maybe. I don't know. It doesn't matter if it's a guy or a woman on Valdez. I'm talking about the key position.
Okay, let's talk about Perfect.
All right. So Perfect and Castle, they both share playtime. They're both very good at Renekton. Similar play styles. It's a little bit unfortunate that we actually didn't get to see both of them because it's a little bit unfair since they both legit are going to be played today as well, almost 100%. Smash has been a key position for T1 in the past. He unfortunately his team has only won 2 games. 2 of those games he was playing Aphelios, so you know, key pick for him, but it has moved down in priority quite significantly in this meta. He also has the highest CS per minute, which means that they're really trying to help him carry. They're like, take all the money, man. It's all on you. And in the past, he has popped off for this team, so maybe against Hype tonight, which is, I mean, in the past we were like, oh yeah, Hype versus Smash is a sick match. Let's see if he can deliver, because I want to see a good series here. That's what I want. Don't know if it's going to happen, but I could be selfish like that.
Yeah, you
Sometimes
can.
I
No,
can
you
need
have that
things,
right. Yeah.
You know?
Wolf has needs too.
I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I just want everybody to have a good time.
Yeah, exactly. That's what Challengers is all about. And Smash, I feel like sometimes he has been trying too hard almost to carry the team. Like there have been some moments in lane where he's like, I'm going to 1v2 you guys and I'm going to win. And he doesn't die, but it just looks very almost a bit of desperation in his plays where he's like, I know I'm good. I know I can carry this team. I'm getting the farm. I'm a good player. And he goes for it, and it's just...
Middling results.
Yeah. I mean, he's okay at doing it, but it's just more of like a feeling.
Chat's too young to get Yundo's Smash Bros joke, but we all love Smash Bros here on the desk. Yeah, no, I do agree with your assessment, though. Syndra just continues to be banned against Feisty, and Ivory sometimes.
He's too good.
CL. He's too good at this pick. and they just do not want to put Kobe up against him like that. As final ban here, I mean, you've already gotten rid of the Nico. Actually taken away his ear. 3 bans towards Feisty here, I think is pretty smart for T1.
Yeah, I mean,
there's not a lot of picks here for KT where I go, oh, but you just gave... I mean, that's the only one, but I actually think Ivern's not that good. But that's the only one where you're like, oh, they might just first lock Ivern. They could first lock Aphelios here, take it away from Smash, and then you have a lot of options. Vi is a pretty safe first pick here. See if T1 want to take the Aphelios for Smash. I think that's going to be my prediction based on what we've seen already. So take the Aphelios and a jungle pick, then pull that Yuumi in to help keep him alive.
I think Ivern is a little bit of a selfish pick in general because it's Ivern and not us-Vern. So I think that it's probably better that he doesn't get picked.
Yeah, there's no Ivern in team.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying, Wolf. So I don't think he should be selected in this game. I'm not happy with his attitude nowadays. He's got to change his name, either to Uver or to Usver or to Team Vern or to Weavern, and then I'll be okay with it. But Ivern, no.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Wyvern's the team that SKT has for baseball, so yeah. Maybe we're on track.
Wyverns, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you should pick Ivern into Vi. I don't think it's a smart plan. They will not do it. Yeah. Right, T1, we're not doing it. We're just going to play. No, we're not doing it, T1.
Stop.
Ivern's pointing at
Put it away.
No, you're not going to do it. And then we're pulling out the Draven, which is also, you know, a little bit suspect, but I like it more. I like it more.
It's good for the lane, you know. Kaisa can struggle in lane sometimes, and if you really want to get in there and dominate, Smash is a great Draven player too.
Yeah, Kaisa,
if it doesn't get ahead, T1 is pretty boomed. So instead they're going to pick Zion.
I thought they were going to pick Rakan. I was like, I like the Rakan pick here because it's very flexible into a lot of different picks and pretty strong into Kaisa. You can wait and see if it's going to be... anyway, but you see what the sport is, and then you can decide what your AD carry is going to be. But they're going to go for Xayah, which means that they want to press R when Vi and Ahri try to kill the AD carry, which I think is a wise choice.
What if they rebound their ultimate key to something else?
Well, I mean, then they'll press... I mean, that's a good point.
Do we still call it the R button? Should we ask every player what they put their ultimate on?
Don't do this, Valdez. Don't go down this. Don't go down this rabbit hole, Valdez. Don't go.
I'm getting stressed now.
No, don't go down.
What if Smash doesn't use R? What if he uses F instead?
No, I don't think he does. I don't think he does, Valdez. I think it's a pretty good control scheme. I think most people use it. I think most pros use it. I think most people press R. There are some Delashers out there, and when we do frown upon it, at least you and I do, but...
Valdez, the ult is emotionally on the R key. It's not literally, it's just emotionally. He has ultimate on caps lock. So that way, after he presses his ultimate and he dies, he can talk in all caps and flame his team.
He absolutely does not have ult on caps lock. No, he doesn't. That is fake chat. That's a fake chat message right there. That is a deceiving message. That's a chat of deception right there.
Chat of deception.
You got hit by the chat of deception, Valdez.
Oh,
Both hits of it. Okay, the Rakan is banned. And
good ban.
Solid. Do like this as Rek'Sai.
Wait. This champ exists.
It exists. It's locked in. That's not Ivern. That's a smart choice. Don't pick Ivern to Vi.
Didn't he get nerfed on 13-12?
I think he did a little bit, yeah. But...
All right, Ox Casts.
Nah, he's not here, man.
I'm going to be asking the whole day.
Someone's going to DM him.
Where's Ox Casts? Why isn't he in the chat? Where's my Chemtech soul? Oh,
Jax coming through into the Renekton feels pretty decent. And I'm just going to lock in this Nautilus, which will be very difficult for Xayah to avoid in team fights. Rel Xayah, Rek'Sai, it's not really what I had planned, you know, for T1 here. The Bout, good old Bout Alistra. This is a pick he played early on in the year. We've seen him play this one a lot, the one that he's known for. It's pretty good into Vi. You could just push her away, and it's very difficult to kill the Alistar, obviously, when he has his ult.
So not if she presses R onto someone first.
If she presses R onto somebody else, that's problematic, but if she is trying to close the gap, maybe he can zone her out so she's not in R pressing range. Or whatever she has her ultimate binded to.
Oh no! What if he has it bounced to 4? We'll never know.
I think we realistically assume Valdez. I mean, maybe this is wrong of me. You know, maybe I'm uninformed, but I think Hambach presses R. I think we're
What
gonna have to get
percentage of LCK players have their ult on R? Is it
100%. I think actually 100%. I would actually bet. I don't bet, but if I were a betting person, I'd probably bet like at least $500 that not a single LCK player has their ultimate not bound on R.
Not a single person?
Not a single player. That's right. Not a single player, Valdez. That's how confident
I think there's definitely at least someone that plays ASDF.
No, I'm gonna say
there's
definitely on R.
at least one
nah,
person.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say I don't think so.
I'm gonna ask around now. I'm gonna.
No,
gonna
you're
ask
just
some
gonna
pro
lie.
gamers.
So you're gonna find. You're
No,
gonna
I'll get proof.
Okay, you better take a video
Of their hotkeys.
of the hotkeys of a previous game they played.
All right. I'm gonna work
Then
on
I'll
it.
believe you, Valdez.
Why
Go on
Baker
your
is not
quest.
playing?
I said I'd leave that one to you, Valdez.
Oh, he's not playing because he is busy at Chovy's alpaca farm, so he's not here. Sorry about that. So instead, we have Poby in the mid lane.
He exploded. Sorry. That is not the correct answer.
Yeah. All right, guys. Game number 1 of the Challengers Telecom War. Dun, dun, dun. He's not playing because he's visiting the Penguins.
Whatever reason you want for why Faker isn't here, you can have it. He's right there. Saw him on the Gold King. Thumbs up.
Yeah. Gold
He's too
King.
busy being in the Gold King lower third.
He's too busy filming advertisements with his gigantic brand. So, you know, no time to play League of Legends anymore. At least not in Challenger League.
Yeah, he does have a big brand, but I don't think he's playing brand mid right now. Remember when that was broken for a little
When is
bit?
brand's coming back?
Remember when that was absolutely busted?
Yeah, for like a microsecond.
Yeah, it never got played in LCK, and that was just over.
He's hiding on bush in front of Lal Park waiting for his next game. I think that's a pretty good take. I mean, if you had to guess, and you were, let's say you were like an AI, and you only had a certain limited amount of information about Faker, and you knew his ID was hide on bush, but you didn't know too much about like human society or like what humans normally do, right? An AI might guess, well, hide on bush, he must be hiding on bush, waiting for his game. I know he plays at Lal Park, so they're among us. Reela94 is he's a bot just like us.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's something that like you could assume. I wouldn't do that myself, but so is it really a surprise that Forrest is playing Rek'Sai? To me, no. I'm gonna say no, as this is gonna be buffered.
Yeah, but guess what? Nautilus is a better champion at level 1.
It's true.
So the Alistair knocks him up, but at the end of the day, Bout takes the worst end of the trade.
Yeah, I don't think buffered's the right word for that, by the way. I guess blocked.
Buffered?
Yeah, like he just knocked him up, and I was like, oh, he buffered it, but that's just like me using jargon. I'm like, sick tech. It's like, no, you just knocked him up both. Like, there's no buffering going on.
Yeah.
He waved
He
at
buffered with
no.
the lane freeze and
Someone at YouTube chat stream is buffering. That's what I meant.
yeah. Something like that. Yes, Zane is casting in the Twitch chat. He's casting with us, just providing his side commentary. He's like that reporter on the sidelines at an American football game, you know? It's like, let's throw down to Zane in the chat and see what he has to think about this game right now.
Back in the day, and you guys know Team Liquid as a LCS team, okay? But back in the day, it used to be forums for Korean StarCraft, and there were threads called live report threads where people would actually type stuff like what Zane is typing in chat for people who weren't able to watch the stream because latency issues and stuff watching from America to Korea or Europe to Korea. So you could know what was happening. And maybe we should bring it back, you know?
Well, we have. We have in a small way here in our Twitch chat at LCK CL Global 2023.
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't know what happens next year, guys.
I mean, obviously there's a there's an expiration date, 2023, and then after that, I guess we need a new stream.
Well, Nicodemus seemed to do fine. He's been going for 21 years after his expiration date.
Oh. All right, there you go.
Sanan is from the future.
I don't think that was
glad
his
to see
expiration
society.
date, Wolf.
Glad to see society makes it that far.
In fact, some adults are born in 2002, Wolf, by the way. There's a nice little angle from Hambach. He does get the flash in behind. Bout is so dead, like omega dead. You could not be more dead than the cow is right now. It's first blood. It's given over to Hype on the Kaisa. A great start for KT.
Yeah, unfortunately for us, nowhere nearby at all. No ability to assist this, and as a result, that is going to be a dead cow. And unfortunately, at level 3, it doesn't make for good beef either. A little bit too early game, so not going to feel very good as Hambach just flashes the wall, hits the Q, and Bout's like, whoa, there's a Vi right there. Yeah, there's a Vi right there, unfortunately for him. And that is the end of his life here. So really nice game from Hambach.
Hambach with the comeback.
Yeah.
Nice.
You got there in the end.
Zane's listing the summoners used. Like, actually, if you can't watch, it's perfect. You know everything that happened.
Yeah, just keep chat open and Zane's got you.
Yeah. What if you like walked away for a moment? You're like, oh, there was a play that happened. What happened? I missed the replay. Well, scroll up in chat. Zane's got you covered.
Or just my YouTube stops working at home for some reason, and I can't. And
We're talking about Twitch chat here. Okay?
I know, but I have Twitch chat open even when I'm watching on YouTube.
YouTube chat says, where is Faker? So that's what I have to say about that.
Twitch chat said, where is Faker today, too? I mean,
No, they said, why isn't Faker playing?
Okay, well,
it's different.
I think that is...
The
meaning of the question is the same in this case, but I do agree that Twitch chat has been much more well-behaved, Valdez. But that doesn't mean that I can't prefer to watch on YouTube at home on my television set with YouTube or with Twitch chat open on my mobile device, which is what I do. And then when it freezes sometimes, which really annoys me, I know Zane's got my back.
Yeah, because the chat's still going. You don't need a great connection to have the chat open. That's for sure. More importantly, how is Faker? He's great. We saw him recently. The games, he's still playing games, still doing fine.
He's taking naps before the games, like he usually does.
Oh, nice little gank opportunity here from Forest. Hype has his flash as the Nautilus comes in to peel for him. Has very many knockups, so many knockups. Very good, yes. And at the end of the day,
there goes Vi. Never mind.
There goes, yeah.
It's not the song, but we'll let it go. We're not going to sing that song either. Hambach having a good early game here. You know, he's made a huge impact. He's taken way more farm than Forrest. Forrest significantly behind in this game. Getting
in there. Oh, man. Dahl has to flash. The initial trade was very good, but then he went in one too many times with Counter-Strike available, and he had to flash away. So now perfect, he can just teleport back to lane. He might lose like one minion, and yeah, Dahl's going to get some turret played, and yeah, he's getting some good pressure in, but the trade could have been better, Wolf.
Yeah, I mean, losing flash is pretty significant in this matchup, where you're not going to be able to escape the Counter-Strike if a gank comes through. Now that level 6 is hit, you're a little bit vulnerable up here on the top side. Not going to see any action here for a while. Both of those jungles still respawning, but...
Do you want to talk about the shard of Kurchesi?
You mean Kurchesis?
Kurchesis.
Yeah, I do myself, like, sometimes I used to get together with my grandma and her friends and play Kurchesis. Kurchesi. And
Kurchesi.
Drink Diet Coke, and it was really nice. We had saltine crackers as well.
That sounds lovely.
It was a good time. We could pronounce it Kurchesis or Kurchesi. Or Kurchesis.
How about if you're a chess fan, you can call it Kurchess? Is that okay?
I don't think
so.
How
about Kurcheckers?
I don't think so. I don't think those are acceptable pronunciations.
How about Chronicler?
I mean, I'll allow it as a joke.
Okay.
I'll let that one go.
I'll use it one time when I'm casting with him because he hates different meanings of the word. As Bout is in some trouble, but he lives, and they're trying to focus onto the Alistar. Not the greatest thing, as Feisty's trying to do damage to Spirit Rush. Also not the greatest thing. 2 kills to the side of T1, as Hype wasn't even here. They're still trying to follow up on this one. Lots of low health bars on the side of T1, but with no Kaisa, They are going to lose the 4v4.
And Smash is going to get some money down here on the bottom side of the map. At least a plate will go over solo, so it could get up to 350 if he's able to get both with this cannon wave. I don't think he can quite do that. He's going to need the back here, but the crux of that fight is the counter-strike. So watch this. KT are banking this entire fight on Perfect hitting a counter-strike here with the engage coming through on the bout. And then he's just knocked up. Can't counter-strike anybody. The fight is lost. Tries to flash for a... Actually, no, he did not. I thought he flashed in there.
Dunks on.
Yeah, he just completely zoned out. I thought he was actually trying to flash for that, but he does not. He's just completely obliterated by that knockup from bout, and then Forrest coming through.
And the flash knockup from Forrest from his rec side. Yeah. Really good stuff.
That was his flash that I saw, I suppose. I was wondering, I heard that sound, I was like, oh. But he just could not do anything, and then the fight was over, and he spent the whole fight in the air. And then he died.
Rek'Sai is a monster early game. She's also a monster late game, but for a different reason. Is that because she's a void monster? Are you making fun of Rek'Sai?
I'm not.
Talking to Denunciator. As far as tries to start this up by himself, you know, the initial play was good.
That's a buffer right there. Buffer the counter-strike.
So now we know what a buffer is. Yeah. Charm lands as the Shard of Kercheezy is getting some good damage in there. But that's about
waiting for that Shiv, you know? Just waiting for that Shiv to come online. Multiple Shivs. We're going to see 2 Shivs in this game. I'm going to need Zane. I need a new function for Zane in the chat. The Shiv counter. How many Shivs have been completed? You only have to say it once it's completed, and then you could say the total. So 1 Shiv is completed. 2nd Shiv has been completed. Total Shivs, 2 Shivs. Thanks, Zane. I know you're on it. But we're not there yet. And once that Shiv is done, hold up, bout. Once again, he's out there.
Nightbot got him. Nightbot's like, man, this caster's been talking too much.
Wait,
you gotta
what
let
did
your
he
code
say?
count. I don't know. Probably just typed like the word suck into chat or something, and yeah, got owned. Okay, nice little play here on the height. He does not have flash. He is trying to get away, but he will not, as the killer instinct just leads to his death, as Wei is going down as well. T1 are bopping them here in this early game.
Yeah.
Really utilizing this Rek'Sai well.
Using the Rek'Sai and also the Alistair, I feel like Bout is, you know, he's setting up some plays. He's accidentally setting up some plays when being overextended, and then KT tunneling on him, and then the plays are getting made by Forrest. I think Forrest definitely leading the charge right now for me in terms of POG vote, but yeah, Hype here just caught clearing Rek'Sai tunnel. The thing about clearing a Rek'Sai tunnel, I guess, is that if there's a Rek'Sai tunnel there, there's a Rek'Sai probably on the other side of it.
Dahl's in some trouble. He's trying to get this kill on the Perfect, though. He will not be able to. Will he survive? No, Hambach does get that last E in. And that'll be the end of him, at least. Feisty getting some wins elsewhere on the map.
Yeah, Feisty getting some plate gold here as the first Shiv has been picked up. And that's going to be a big spike here for Poby, who will actually be able to use it to partially clear this wave. Nicely done. Forrest is holding this one for Dahl. And look, it's a pretty significant lead for the Ahri, because she not only has a massive CS lead here, but also has been able to take 2 plates of this turret down, has 2 more minutes to potentially get even more. Let's look at this damage. Pretty big. Feisty is out of mana, so can't continue the trade.
I think our Zane function is broken. He said 1 Shiv completed on each side. LeBlanc and Kai'Sa both have Shivs, but he did not add together the amount of Shivs,
it's
total Shivs.
It's okay. I mean, we can do simple math. That's version 1. That's fine. Poby is just going to avoid this Counter-Strike. That's going to be Counter-Strike on cooldown. Perfect needs to be careful about how he uses these.
Save me fine. I'm just trolling. T1, yeah, they do get out, but they're not about to get out of this fight. This bout is getting in there. He's about to give them a piece of his mind. There's already a decent amount of damage done by the Ahri. Another charm is going to land as the Unstoppable is coming in. And actually, KT are turning this fight around. Big knockups onto 4 members with that not dredge line. Or rather, the thing that goes through the ground. I forget the name of it. Either way, KT are still getting in there. Huge follow-up play from Hambach, and they totally turn this fight around. Man, T1 were looking so good.
Yeah, it was a great start, but then a few rough fights, especially this one, which will end up being KT taking a massive gold lead here. Go very poorly, but the engage was way better here on the side of T1, or rather on the side of KT, because they had positional advantage. Even though Perfect doesn't get anything done with his Counter-Strike, it just ultimately doesn't matter, as they are going to win this race to first brick as well, because they got the Herald. That's not fair. That was fair. That's how it goes.
It's part of the game.
But like, Feist does a ton of damage here. We skipped the part where, you know, the first Counter-Strike didn't work out, but they force a flash, and then Nautilus depth charge here is massive. And then Feisty can just chase him down. This comp is so good at chasing. Bout's trying to sacrifice himself. I don't think Smash got the memo that he was not supposed to turn around there. I think he probably dies either way. But Bout looks for the re-engage to help his team escape, and still they fall like dominoes. And Perfect actually has TP. He can defend this turret. Plates have fallen, but so much money picked up here for KT. 3,000 actually, on nearly 2,500, I guess, to be fair. After that play and the crash in mid. Big money advantages, and it's mostly on Feisty, who's just been killing it this game.
Yeah, he has landed pretty much everything onto Poby during the laning phase, and then his charms have rang true during the team fights. The first team fight, not really his fault. He was just trying to like layer damage, and you know, he got out just fine. He hasn't died yet. And now he is going for some actual damage as well. He's not going for like the safe builds. He will be building probably the Shadow Flame up next, as Perfect might have gone a little bit far here. No, he's fine. Doesn't have flash, but they like to just pull off of that one, not go for the gank.
Yeah, it looks like he might have just been out of range of Forest's ult, and they're also probably thinking like he might just ward hop it, so just not gonna go for it, not gonna hard commit. We'll push the Jax back, and that should lead to the turret take here for Dahl, so still fairly successful gank there from Forest. As down here, see this turret is taking a ton of damage, so while Dahl will get this turret, it's gonna be traded back for about half of this one's health bar, and potentially more, because Poby, I mean, he's got Shiv, but he alone isn't gonna be able to defend this. They will need more resources. Finally clears the wave, so it goes down to 1/3 or 1/4 really of its health bar here, and not exactly the cross-map trade you're looking for as T1 Dahl, picking up a turret, but not getting any map control here on the bottom side. We're moving towards Soul Point here in 30 seconds. This Ocean Drake is up. Perfect coming back over, ready for this fight. Oh, we're going in.
Oh, he uses his ult onto the Alistair, as Bao will actually die, but probably not the best choice either way. Down goes Hambach, and the follow-up is right there. Hype is in the back. As you mentioned, they can chase for days from ahead. You're not getting away from the Jax and the Kaisa as they get in, and they get out with a couple of kills under their belts.
Yeah, look at the damage spread here as well. Everybody's doing massive work. Like, it's just such a team effort. They're using the dive composition to its fullest potential here, really. And yeah, engaging on the Alistair, not ideal, but if you get the pick and you get that reset for the Ahri, it feels okay, right? Still Deathless is feisty. And when you're ahead this much, I mean, you can just hard force on an Alistair and blow him up, as we will see here. You can see that there's just not a whole lot of follow-up, because the bottom lane, you have a LeBlanc not here. Dahl is in this fight so late, but by the time that Bout dies, he trades back his stun onto a Vi. Look at how much damage is done with Vi with her Q alone in this fight before she goes down. And then Feisty, he gets out. Front to back here is real. Very clean stuff here from the side of KT. At this point with your lead, and now with the lead that you've got more so from that one fight, you can hard engage on anybody and feel good. You can hard engage on a Renekton if he has ult, doesn't matter. Hard engage on the Alistair, probably going to be okay. As long as you don't get, you know, 4-man knockup where everyone's on top of the Alistair, you probably kill him. And the Nashor's Tooth is done here for Hype now. Shadow Flame's got to be getting close here for Feisty. Perfect. It's going to be tricky, but he's Jax.
Yeah, he's in a pretty good spot. I mean, they get his Counter-Strike out, but this is kind of the second time, I guess. The first time was a little bit less committed to, but second time that he's kind of hanging around looking for a play on a Perfect, but it's just not going to work at this point. You know, early on before the Jax has an item, maybe. As cease and desist, they say, to Forest. He is just dead, as Hype is going to go ahead and steal that kill away. Very rude, but definitely the right play at the end of the day, as we got a fight in between the two mid laners. Flash charm is clean, but it's Poby who dunks on his life instead.
Oh, that was sick from both players. Poby, though, will take him out in the end. Very close. I think Feisty did everything he needed to do, though, to try to secure that kill, making sure he closed the gap so it's point-blank charm. Hype wants to come over here and maybe hit him with a Void Seeker, but he's long gone, so we'll just have to catch the wave. And let's watch this again. Poby gets hit by this charm, but then offers back a lot of damage, even with the Everfrost coming through. He dodges the root, but then with all these minions here, Feisty taking a ton of damage. Actually, that's really what does him in. And then flashes for the charm. Wop, and out. Extra auto attack damage, man, with that Shiv build.
Yeah.
A little bit deceptive.
It's no Orb of Deception, but it is quite deceptive in its own right. And yeah, I think that Poby's doing a great job, especially like when Arya has her cooldowns down. What is she really going to do, right? She can throw stuff out when it comes up, but
she doesn't have
otherwise,
Shiv auto damage.
yeah,
that's
exactly.
For sure.
You're jumping in, you're poking them down. Actually, Horizon Focus here for Feisty, so he's kind of going into this build that we've seen many times. Forgot about that.
Oh yeah, Horizon Focus second.
I play a lot of mid lane, but I always forget that the Hextech Alternator builds into this item.
Yeah,
it's one of the I guess more recent changes to the items, like this year sometime.
It's pretty rare to see the Horizon Focus anyways. I mean, last year when Ari came back into the meta, when she was reworked / mid-scope, whatever, she was playing it a lot. Yeah.
That's what happens when you play on the Korean server for 11 years. Which item? That one that looks like that and does this thing, yes.
So Kai'Sa at this stage with the AP build is really reminiscent of AP Kai'Sa that we saw last year also, where you can actually do a significant amount of poke with your Void Seekers. And it's nerfed, obviously it's not that busted anymore, but it is still significant setting up on objectives, so T1 have kind of a timer on their setup for the fight, and then ultimately they have to then be careful about how they go about starting their own, because there's so much CC here in KT's composition. It feels like this meta, and like the meta for a long time, has been really a lot about how much CC you can chain together and how many different ways you can shut down your opponent's engage with your own CC, and I think KT is definitely winning in that regard, as you can see that Void Seeker poke. One more. Ooh, that one's not going to hit. Ooh. But they are going to siege up the turret.
That's all I had to say. That was
I mean, you just...
Nothing else is going on, so, you know, just got to make sounds, right? We're going full Korean casting here. Is okay, a little engaged, but that's an Ari bout. So,
got her ult.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. I suppose that's worth. Trades ults, and, you know, he was getting charmed anyway as the poking continues.
The Void it is seeking at the moment.
We have a lot of, like, well, I say a lot. We have 2 Void champions in this game. I guess that's more than the average. How many Void champions do you think there are on average?
No, you gotta say it like the meme. You gotta say like, there's 2 Void champions, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that there are 2 Void champions.
What does that mean?
You know, it's the 2 nickels thing. I really hate the meme. But
what? How about we just go with WTF 2 Voids?
Okay,
that's a little bit more on topic. Dahl is just dead.
I don't really... We, like, panned over, and there was a crocodile dead in the river.
Why does this happen? Like, there's a Nautilus on the team that's ahead, okay? So if you don't have vision... he was trying to get vision, right? He goes in, the Nautilus is there, you die.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a...
It's a Doofenshmirtz reference, I guess.
He's got a slew of components in his inventory with that Gore Drinker. You know, he's... halfway wants to deny some healing, halfway wants to build a Hullbreaker. You know, it looks like he's going Chainsword. You know, maybe, I don't know. I don't know what he's planning with that build, but let's see what happened here. As Dahl has no vision, just goes in to clear a ward and dies. Call the DNR.
I think
Dead
he
croc
just,
in the river.
Yeah. I think he just wanted to get position onto hype, and he was like, oh, maybe I could like slice and dice in this bush, they won't have vision of me. Instead of that, there was a Nautilus and vision. Maybe not of him before he was over the wall, but after he was over the wall, he sliced, but he did not have a dice because he didn't hit a champion or a minion.
No.
So he was stuck, and then he died.
He was dead. Wei's got his ult coming back up soon.
Wow, if I had a nickel for every time I was doomed by a puppet, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Yeah, that's the meme I'm trying to say. Oh, I feel like...
Phineas and Ferb? I used to watch that.
Is that what it's from?
I don't remember that.
It's from every time something happens twice on the internet that people write that meme. That's what I know it as.
Okay.
So in this case, the 2 Void... Come on, Valdes. I'm trying to do what the kids say. Like, I'm trying to say the things.
WTF 2 Void champions, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what the old kids say. Like us. I'm talking about the new kid, you know. Come on, like people who are younger than the age of mid-30s. All right. Well.
All right. Fine.
Is it winnable for T1? No, I don't think so, unfortunately, at this point. But bout.
But
Bout.
Okay, we got there in the
maybe
end.
he can make something happen. Maybe LeBlanc will eventually team fight and not just be on the side the whole time. Like, Poby is doing things in sides 1v1, but he is not doing anything in team fights. See? Look at that.
Yeah.
Did you
got
give
the
this guy a
turret.
1v1? He was going to ult his distortion,
He's harvesting some Knight.
popping off on that turret.
All right, this is the we click buttons on the Baron phase of the game.
Yes, it is.
KT in position. They have excellent turn. That's a double knockup from the depth charge, and the turn is fantastic as getting low is Hambach. He will eventually go down. Will he actually? No, he can't get down as T1. He can't get down with it. He can't get down on it either. And KT Roll Surge is going to pretty much wipe everybody up. Bout will survive, and Hambach lives somehow. The turn is amazing. They handle it perfectly.
How did he live for so long? Hold on.
He can't get down, that's why.
He can't get down, that's for sure. That's what we learned. Big knockup here during the engage, unfortunately for T1. So the Rek'Sai just dies instantly. Hambach gets rooted by Poby, gets a shield, and yeah, he just walks it out, man.
Depth charge value. Everybody was stacked up, right? They were trying to move into the pit, and they were running out of time, so everybody was running towards it. They flashed the wall, and yeah, I mean, KT's comp is it's really deadly from ahead. Right?
It is
insane.
Very deadly. I think that T1 had a nice attempt there, but Nautilus ult, the depth charge, was the defining factor, and honestly, Wei might be like it's him or Feisty right now. Probably gonna go Feisty, but
Probably going to vote for Wei.
it's been the two of them that have really defined KT's successes though in this game. It's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm. Forest is being hunted down. But
Yeah, didn't play Ivor, and didn't play his namesake.
well, they might do it in game 2. They're going to pick blue side and first pick Ivern for Forest. It is the angle. Forest had such a great early game, but now he's just running around reloading.
But I think that Hambach had an even better early game, honestly. And then,
Well, not like in the early game.
yeah,
It was after Forest's good early game that Hambach had his good early game part.
sure,
you know?
his slightly later early game.
Yeah.
But slightly later, but
It
still
like
early,
came
early
after.
game.
Yeah, exactly.
Right before mid game, he was doing all right. On the twilight of the early game.
The sun was about to set over the horizon on this early game. And that's exactly when
Feisty?
Hambach had his moments. Yeah, he's having a little bit of a moment himself right now. He does flash away. Forrest is desperate at this point. It's not going to work out as the Vi Hambach is diving into 4 people. Does
He got down.
trade. He got down on it. He had a great stake before his eventual demise. And now, TP's coming in. KT, they want to end this game. They don't want to waste any more time on the Rift here for game number 1. In goes Hype as this Kai'Sa is out of control and does way too much. Even has a stopwatch on top of everything. Might even build that into his own as if this game was going longer, which it will not. The Nexus goes down 27 minutes. That's it. Pack it up. Game number 1 is over.
All right,
And Faker?
let's move on. So I'm thinking. Oh, it's tough for me, man.
I know where my vote lies.
I think both of them are fine. I'm gonna split the vote. I'm gonna vote mid.
In that case,
I'm gonna vote mid.
what about Hambach?
Nah,
Nah?
it was all right. I mean, it's pretty good.
Well, okay, we got 3 votes because Zane voted for Hambach.
Oh, okay, cool.
So all 3 casters, we each put 1 vote into each of the POG pools.
I honestly think all 3 of them deserve it. Like, I won't be unhappy if any of them pick it up, right? I think if Hype or Perfect get it, it's not going to feel bad, but it's not. They're not in my list of players who I think deserve it. You see that? I put the list right there on the table.
Yeah.
Just got those 3 on it. Yeah. So he's not on the list. Perfect, but
okay.
he had a decent early game. Survived that early pressure. Did pretty well in team fights. Got blocked out of his counter strikes in some early team fights. Ultimately didn't matter. And yeah, Wei he had a really good game in Alice. And
He showed us the way. And now he doesn't have to get subbed out because Reble isn't on his team anymore.
That's true. However, I would imagine that Castle will be subbing in for game 2.
That is the way of the KT. And I don't mind it. I think that both Perfect and Castle probably would have played that game exactly the same way. So, yeah, just a good all-around game from KT. Now, T1 did have a good moment. They had a good showing in like the first 10 or so minutes of the game. After that, one play went against them, and then all of a sudden, it was like a house of cards. Like, somebody was like, oh, well, you guys lost one fight, so now you lose the game. And T1 were like, oh, crap, I guess we just lose the game.
And that was Wei's fight. I mean, that was a huge fight for him where he turned it around completely.
The 4-man knockup with the depth charge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good one. But at the same time, like, why are T1 even there? It's like kind of a...
Why are they stacked up like that?
Yeah. But still a good play.
I mean, it was a good play. And I think there's a lot of deliberation going on because we haven't had that POG revealed yet. So probably means it's close or possibly a tie. I think Wei's going to get it. He does.
Hey, Wei.
I think he absolutely deserves it. Look at his kill participation as well, up at 84% in a very... scrappy game where we had side lane kills and a lot of action basically all game long. CC score, you know, it's up there.
Yeah.
We put it on the screen.
We do put it on the screen for one reason or another. But yeah, Wei, he hit his targets with pretty much everything and was a big decisive factor. The jungle and support diff, I think, in this game was pretty well felt, at least after about 10 minutes, which is where that first fight, first big fight did
he also
happen.
crushed in lane too. Like he was already at level 1, like putting bout down and massive behind. So yeah, very good performance from him. And this guy just continues to impress us here. One of the stronger support players and challengers, absolutely.
I think KT are slowly building up. You know, they took a couple losses to DK and Gen.G and also another loss to Hama Life Esports. Everybody else they have faced it against, it has been a 2-0. And we might see the same here tonight against T1. So KT, a very strong middle-of-the-pack team right now. And
definitely playoffs material.
Yeah, you know, the teams that they win against, they look really dominant. So good on them. They take a dominant game number 1. We'll be back after the break.
빨간
Hello and welcome back to Challenger League, otherwise known as CL, the former rapper of 21. As we are back here for game number 2 of the Telecom War, this is T1 winning about 8 minutes and then KT winning about 19 minutes, so that is the win for them in game 1. Do we expect KT to take the 2-0 tonight, Walp?
I think I'm kind of 50-50 on it because the early game, the twilight of the early game, like up until the twilight of the early game, like T1 was mostly winning. There was like the very early game, then there was the middle of the early game, and then one bad fight decision was made. But I think that if the draft is a little bit less straightforward, maybe T1 is able to hold on to their leads, play around Smash. But what did you see? Zaldez?
Zaldez, yeah, that's... They're like, well, the Z.
Vladis.
Yeah. Vla. Vla is the Dutch word for custard. Great.
What does Des mean in Dutch? I'm sure it means something. It sounds like a thing that would be a thing in Dutch. Des.
It's like desu from Japanese. Took me a while to realize where I was, or if I was really in this universe.
I'm like, you're in Korea about this. You're not in Japan.
No, I know, but
you
know, if my brain is in this world or if it's just in a separate universe.
They picked blue side, unsurprisingly.
T1 selected blue side. There were no substitutions for game number 2, which means that actually Castle is not coming in.
No, he's not coming in. He's just gonna watch. So you know what that means? T1's gonna win. We go to game 3. Castle's coming in.
Yeah, I guess that's the only way. Yeah. What's up, T1?
Custard
chronicler?
Of. Oh, well, that's not Dutch.
Custard of.
That's
I
not
think
Dutch, though.
just custard dessiné. That's like me. I am custard.
Okay.
Yep. Val in Korean is pronounced pai, which is foot.
Yeah.
So
sounds like his
I
name
can
is
be
I'm a Foot.
I'm a Foot. Yeah. If I have a kid one day and they go to school in Korea, they're gonna get bullied relentlessly. Ha, you're a foot. Hello. So funny.
It's true. Probably
it is true. It's probably gonna happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
It means that Nongshim is the true red team. I guess so.
I'm ready to move on to the draft. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm kind of done with the custard
We're still
talk.
charging Faker.
Yeah, we're currently in the boiler room of our caster castle. It's quite massive.
Yeah.
And
this is where the AI hang out.
we actually live in this huge. Well, we don't live here, but we work here with WG in this huge, massive conglomerate, massive building that's within the casting castle. And it's where they do like all the other games that are not League of Legends in here as well, and like
such as Brotato.
Sure.
Yeah. The Brotato League is coming on later.
All right. Enough about the
check that
casting
out.
castle. Especially because Castle did not get subbed in.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at what
Is
T1.
Castle even real?
I think I'm pretty sure he's real. I've seen him before, Valdez.
Okay.
We also got the confirmation that Fate is real. He played.
Yeah?
Picked up POG.
Fly, though, we're not sure about.
Yeah, same with Duckdom. We don't know if he's real.
No, he mods Showmaker's chat. He's real.
I mean, that's just somebody logged into his account. Until I see him, he's not real.
Okay. That's scary. Vi is gone. LeBlanc, also gone. Ivern
is not gone. Currently, still not gone. So, your theory is they're going to first pick Ivern here as T1 on blue side. You feel like that's going to happen?
I don't know if it will. I was just like, what if?
I don't think it's going to happen.
What if that happens?
I mean,
they're
they're
like
like,
one tree.
They're making it really strong. They're making it pretty safe.
Lee Sin is still available, though.
Yeah. Kaisa first pick is a thing you could do. It's a choice you could make.
Oh, it's Feisty's other champion.
It's 2021. And I'm watching Kaisa get first picked on blue side.
It's not 2021.
It is now in this draft. As Azir is picked and then Varus gets picked up. Like, it's 2021, man. I'm telling you. No Ari though. We're gonna switch gears here for a second. So if
like
they
2012?
get not quite that far back.
Okay.
If they get Ari Viego, does it save this draft? Or are we just going straight into support here? The other pick that they could do is Ivern, but I really not... The route into the Ari Charm is cool, but there's not a lot of damage. It's not going to be very strong early. Don't really like it.
Select Nautilus.
Rel is going to get locked in. I think Chronicler mentioned 100% win rate so far on this champion.
Yeah.
That seems likely to be broken if this draft continues the way it's going, but I'm hopeful for them.
I'm hopeful that we get 3 games. But Nautilus is up, and Wei was amazing, and it's Virus Nautilus. And, I mean, at least they kind of have some... No.
Yeah.
No.
The old Alistair into Rel
way.
Counter pick, you know?
No.
Classic. Played back in 2021 with Rel's release.
Classic was a Protoss player, okay?
He was, so was
He
Zest.
didn't play Alistair.
I bet he's played Alistair before. League of Legends is a very popular game.
Maybe.
In Korea.
Why is Ari jungle?
I'm not going to answer that question. We're going to move on. So Poppy is banned. We're going to see what else they want to do here because I'm feeling like Viego is probably the best pick in this situation. I mean, Lee Sin's pretty good too if you want to go all in on the dive.
Wukong?
Wukong is very nice with Rel. Actually,
And
pretty
Ari.
good. Yeah, honestly, it's not too bad.
Take it away. Viego's really good though.
I mean, those are the 2 picks that I'm most concerned about. So
they should
maybe
have left Poppy up 100%. And they banned Viego Wukong.
Nocturne. I mean, Nocturne Rel has been a thing since the old days, but set up some really nasty attract and repels with that champion. But Gnar banned away. Really curious what is it just going to be a Gragas pick for Dahl? Just play it safe. I mean, they banned the Jax. They didn't ban the Viego because they were going to take it. So, okay, that explains that. Feels pretty good in their comp. Not amazing, but Varus, you know, if you get that one blow-up kill and Viego starts to go crazy. Hambach has been a really good Viego. Let's see, T1. How you rounded this one out? It is the Gragas that I was talking about, but what's coming with it? Are we getting for that jungle pick? Is it going to be the Wukong? I feel like if you have Wukong here, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Immense amounts of
I
Wombo
like this
combo.
draft.
Immense, just legendary amounts of Wombo. We're going to be studying some Wombology here in this first...
Wombology, that's what I like
this
to hear.
first one. Perfect. Looks like he's playing the broken champion that it has like 210 MR. It can go over walls. It has airborne. And do you know any more of that copy pasta?
No, man. I'm gonna say no. I saw it once, but you're like the guy who almost knows the copy pasta but doesn't know the copy pasta.
Yeah, that's just my thing today. I'm like, I think I know it, but
You're
then
like,
I try to say it.
I know there's
no.
a copy pasta, but I don't know it. But I'm gonna try and fail.
Yeah, there's a copy pasta out there. That's just me trying to, you know, trigger the Twitch chat bot to do it for me. I'm like, you guys know about that copy pasta, right? Haha, and then they put it in the chat, and I'm like, yeah, that one, huh?
I just think
But they just haven't done it.
I think the internet was a mistake.
Why?
Yeah, I think
All
we
of a
actually need to
sudden.
go back. I think we need to go back to the good old local play. Honestly, we should just invite all of chat to our caster castle. We can just have
Let's
these
just
players play.
spend an entire day playing Yahtzee on the floor.
I want to see these players play this 5v5 game with a Famicom controller on the TV that has antennas for some reason. Okay, all right, it's time. I like this draft a lot for T1 here, and I think it's also pretty good into what KT have. They just have to somehow be able to get past this Cassante. So maybe I don't like it actually anymore. Jokes aside, I think if they can burst the Cassante down, this could work. I'm feeling positive, okay, about this. I think it could be a 3-gamer. It could happen.
Yeah, I think it's possible.
See, the internet was a mistake. Look at that. Look at that
Yeah,
chat.
the internet was definitely a
I
mistake.
told you.
There's a guy in the YouTube chat that says he plays better than T1 Challengers, so it absolutely was a mistake. Yeah. Anyway, we do have gate number 2 on the way. And as is the way with challengers, you know, drafts are cool and all, but it all comes down to the dice rolls, aka the execution in the game.
Yeah.
Either way, guys, let's jump onto the rift for game number 2.
It's part of my job now. I do it every time. I'll miss.
Yeah, unlike some people
Just a professional
that
challengers
apparently,
caster.
yeah, they forget or
Did Ox do
their
it when
mind
he
wanders.
when he was here? He did it, right? Pretty sure he did.
Yeah, he did, and he did it like an octave lower. And Atlas was like, "That's cool. It's like the bass version, you know."
Yeah.
He was just like, "Do do do." And it was kind of cool because Atlas did it at the high one, so it was kind of like you had that harmony. It's not actually harmony, but you know, that kind of like synergy going on between the two.
Some cut downs you do like to see, expecting the tank Gragas. I think that's a wise expectation.
What is that noise?
It's the noise of 2 junglers pathing bottom side and starting top side.
I don't think that's what I was hearing, Wolf.
Pretty sure that's what you heard. So the bottom laners just
I
making
don't
sounds
think
at
so.
each other. Yeah. Just make sounds at each other. Lets you know their junglers not get leashes. From bottom, at least.
Yeah. So Feisty, he's a great Cinder player. He might be the best in the mid lane, right? But he's also really good at Azir. So you can ban one, but you're not going to ban Azir. So he gets something that's really meta and really great right now for him. So I think that's going to be a good spot for him, especially against the Arya Poby that has proven to be a little bit, you know, Poby, he seems good. He actually looked better in his first couple of games. And maybe now the pressure's kind of mounting because I feel like he's definitely got the potential, like some casters out there, but
Yeah.
he needs more time. And he's still very young, so he will have that time. But as of right now, Feisty definitely the better laner. He proved it in game 1. Can he do it again? My money's on yes. Even though, of course, I didn't put any money on it.
No, he didn't. But, like, yeah, I mean, I think...
But, you know.
To turn a phrase, yeah, I feel pretty good about his chances in this matchup. And the Wukong pre-6 can actually have impact in this lane because the Charm allows Wukong to do pretty high levels of damage. With his clone and his Q activation can hurt you pretty badly. The problem is that it's an Azir that can just simply get away, even if the Charm goes through. So,
Well, I wanted to ask you.
yeah.
So you know some champions, like think about Diana,
Yeah.
right? She has a pretty normal name. Like that's
Yeah,
a
it sounds like a
relatively
person's
common
name,
name. You see Diana's out all the time, right? Is Gragas a real name? Does somebody out there have the name Gragas?
I don't think so.
Is it just a created fabrication lie by big Riot Games?
Yeah, I think it's actually a big Rito scam, to be honest, yeah. I don't think that's a real name. I don't think anyone's ever been called Gragas before.
Not a real thing.
I mean, we have... Okay, hold on. Bout?
My child is named Gragas. Well, there you go.
Pretty sure that's...
How about before? Okay, never mind. We got an engage here. T1 getting in, but this is why you pick Alistair and Darrell. Even though I didn't like it, it does still do what it says on the tin, right? Which is Rel goes in, Alistair says no.
Yeah, I mean, it works really well. Like, I mean, it's a pick that has been picked into Rel since the beginning. But did you name your kid after the champion, or
Yeah, that's the thing.
Because we've already.
I mean, sure, you can name your kid whatever you want, and that's allowed, you know, legally. But I'm saying, like, did anyone
Well, it depends on
have
the
the
country
name
you're in.
Gragas before this game came out, and they based it on a real thing?
Some countries you can't name your kid whatever you want.
Well, yes.
But this is a level 4 Viego gank.
He's just saying hello.
And Smash just walked away, dude. He was like,
Yeah.
I am not going to be in the area. And then Hambak was like, okay, I see you're walking away, and I'm going to give you one back. And he just walks away. And looked really scary for a second there. And for me, on the side of KT, because I thought they were actually going to commit to a dive onto Kaiser Rel here. And could have been disastrous. But they do not. Everything's okay. And any more updates from the Gragas child?
Not from the Gragas child, but apparently his name is an alcohol joke because Gragas with some circles above the A, some accents, apparently means Grey Goose in Norwegian and Swedish.
Huh.
So it's not a real name per se, but it is
It's
a
a
word.
pun.
It's a word.
Yeah.
Or it's 2 words, I guess. Gra,
Yeah.
Goss, right? That should be Grey Goose.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I follow. So
That's
I
cool. I like that.
I don't know if that's what he's got in there, but not officially. But
Hope not.
some of the play I have seen across the years, like I think it might be a rare spawn chance. But
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get.
Good charm here from Kobe. I mean, we have the very real names in this. I mean, look, League of Legends is very realistic, right? Names like Viego, Cassante, Azir, these are all very common names.
So,
Alistar, also very commonly known. Varus, very common. What? Kaisa, Rel, yeah. I had a good friend.
somebody
named
said they had a
Wukong
cousin
growing up.
named Vel'Koz, which I absolutely 100% believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
All right.
Gragas didn't seem believable to me, to be honest.
KT, they say, well, we have Wei on our side, so we're just going to take this dragon, rather. Here comes Povey. Nice flash charm. Wei is in a lot of trouble. First blood given over to Smash on the Kaisa. Now, KT did get the Drake, but T1 will come in and punish and move ahead on gold.
Wei not having level 6, just not going to be able to survive that burst. And that's the end of him. Dragon goes to KT, though, so... Yeah, picked up a kill for Kaisa, some assist gold sprinkled across the rest of the roster, but overall, don't feel too bad about this as KT just yet, especially only losing your support. Wei is trying his best here as they want to turn onto Forest. It's actually Forest just goes in, and then there's no follow-up damage here. Unfortunately, it's a Varus. And at this stage of the game with no items, he offers you about 1 Q and 1 W,
Yeah.
and that's the end of the story.
Yeah, we don't get to hear the rest of it. And it looks like he is going for the lethal tempo. I don't know if you mentioned this before.
No,
but
I didn't.
He's going to be attacking very fast rather than just doing the big boom, boom, shooty shoot
Yeah.
with one
It's
bullet.
not quite
one
Valdez's
arrow.
tempo, but
Yeah.
could be lethal.
Someone was asking about the name Annie. They said it was ridiculous. Obviously, Annie is a shortening of the real name, which is Annual.
Oh, I thought it was. Oh, actually, I don't know what it is.
Anemothy? No, that's a different one.
Oh, I thought it was Ananthem. Ananthemum. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. And it was very difficult to say, so.
And then the mum?
Ananthem. Ananthem. Yeah. But it's much easier to say Annie.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was, but I guess it's not. Apparently.
Did you also read that book when you were young about the chrysanthemum?
Yes, that's what I was trying to make a joke of, but it was like really hard.
Food box. If you look at the bottom left, it says LCK CL. This is, in fact, the Challengers League.
Yeah, that's
what
the
the CL stands for.
FAQ box. We put it in the bottom left for you guys.
Yeah. If you're also curious about the patch, I direct you to look down towards the bottom left in the FAQ box. We are on patch 13.12.
Now, if you zoom in really hard, like you may need to screenshot this on your phone and then pinch to zoom several times. If you look in the middle where the triangle is in the Challengers logo, the downward pointing triangle, that's where it tells you where Faker is. Kobe will avoid this impersonation.
No, I never did
You
that.
have
That's
to
why I didn't know
really
where Faker
zoom
was.
quite far, and you may need the, depending on your vision, you may need the assistance of a microscope. Talk to your parents about that. And if you look closely enough, you can actually see where Faker currently is at the moment.
right now?
And also information about why he isn't playing. Yeah. Just have to zoom hard enough. If you can't see it, just keep zooming.
What if you run out of zoom space? Maybe you should like print it out and then cut out a piece of the...
Yeah, you can use large paper for that.
Yeah.
You could also, you will lose a little bit of image quality this way, but you could screenshot and zoom a lot, then screenshot what's left, and then zoom that screenshot and continue that way. I don't advise that because it'll become very difficult to read the current location and or reasons why Faker isn't in this game if you do that, but it's all in the FAQ box.
Okay. So everything you need to know is down there.
Yeah. Just look to the
Including
triangle.
why you lost in solo queue today.
That one, well, I'll have to talk to Kespa about that. I don't know if that's actually included. It's been a while since I've zoomed.
Is this LCK? Where's Pooh Mandu?
All right, this meme's dying, man.
Why?
I'm done with it today. I'm done with it for today. I'm done with it for today.
I guess it's something personal. Dahl's in a little bit of... No, he's Gragas. He's Grey Goose.
It's Grey Goose, yeah. Well, he's got a bombies. And he's not afraid to use it to clear this wave.
Yeah. Chronicler let me know that Bomby is food.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the name of a food in his culture. It's like noodles.
Oh, okay. In
It's
my
like
culture, it's
Indonesia inspired.
in my culture, it's the name of a flame that builds into Sunfire. It's pretty weird.
I think it's a cinder, actually. Not really a flame. It's not called Bomby's Flame, that's for sure.
True. That's actually a good point.
All right, we got an engage here. Bout in a little bit of trouble. Has to flash away. Does land a double stun, and the Magnet Storm comes in, but he is going to go down. Hamba picks that up. TP's coming in. And it's big knockup from the Wukong, but zero follow-up in terms of damage as far as he is desperate to get something. He will take down Hambak, and is incredibly difficult to take down. It's nice flash knockup. Smash in a little bit of trouble here, but he is able to Killer's Instinct away and hold on to his flash.
That was so sick from Perfect, except that there was absolutely no way to follow up. So, like,
it looked great.
I was like, whoa, that's so cool. And Smash is just like, all right, I'm walking away. And there's a turret here. And I'm like, oh, that's so unfun. I wanted Cassante to do Cassante
unfair.
things.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so cool.
Yeah.
Until it led to ultimately nothing. Cleanse is, you know,
Cassante,
not that great.
4,700 HP, 329 armor.
Oh, no. Hold on. Let's watch this Rel
This fight
peel.
didn't even have anything to do with Cassante.
Yeah, the Rel attempt here wasn't what they were looking for. And the Forest, I mean, he takes out Hambak. He was really spinning there. At least he gets that done. The watch is perfect. It's like, oh, flash knockup cleanse. And then he's like, oh, I guess that's all I can do. I guess Cassante just isn't strong enough. Today I learned nothing he could do.
So he's also got 201 MMR, or MMR? MMR? MR. Unstoppable, he has a shield, goes over walls, has airborne. Cooldown is only 1 second too. It costs 15 mana.
Why is there a clock?
There's only 1 second. Just talking about time.
But it's like not next to the part that says second, it's next to 2. 2 clock.
2 clock.
Yeah, that's a little bit out of place with the copy pasta, to be honest. Someone should probably fix that. Doesn't really make sense to
look,
me.
there's like a brick next to the wall. That makes sense.
Yeah,
airborne, there's a cloud,
yeah.
thundercloud, yeah.
Magic resistance, I don't know about that. Wei is Alistair, and he doesn't even care?
His ult, yeah, I mean, he's fine. But he was a little bit too deep, so...
Anyway, so yeah, I think they need to fix the copy pasta to figure out where that clock's supposed to be. It doesn't seem right to me.
Yeah.
Chat's figuring it out, no doubt. Is once again, some Cassante action.
Yeah, goes over walls, has airborne. Cooldown is only 1 second. Doesn't matter. Dahl is like, I'm Gragas.
Hold on, perfect. Is he gonna do it?
See, Gragas got nerfed. I think it was on 13-12. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong.
Was it 13-12? I thought it was 13-11. It was like this really insignificant nerf.
No.
Oh, no. It was 12, right? Is his passive.
Yeah, exactly.
But like,
he's still here.
Yeah, I mean, his kit is pretty strong still.
Do you think that Riot likes Gragas and they keep him in the meta because he's flashy and he does big Bomba?
I think kind of, yes, but I think they're going to get tired of the Bomba after Worlds. I think next year is the year of no Gragas, and we'll see him again in like 2028. I know that's oddly specific, but like, just call me when it happens, okay?
Why is Fizz not buffed then? Is it because people don't like playing against Fizz because they think he has an annoying hit? Because he does Shark Bomba, kind of, you know?
I think it's his hop that people don't like. His Forest, speaking of things that people don't like, KT do not like him, but they will spare him. He's just going to walk away.
He's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
We like Forest
I mean, I do, but KT,
on the cast.
They had a change of heart and decided they don't dislike him as much as they originally thought, and they will let him live to maybe look for a Cyclone engage here with Rel. Bout's looking for it. Here we go.
Ooh, nice flash, but immediate cleanse. The Magnet Storm is big. Smash gets to the back line. A big Emperor's Divide, but the follow-up not there. Hype is isolated, and they should take him down eventually. They do at the end of the day, as here comes the Viego, I believe. Hambach, yeah, he has stolen the Wukong, and now, bit by bit, he is taking people out with a Heartbreaker, and Cassante, he's still alive, so you know this fight is not over, as K2 will be looking for even more. That thing's got a 1-second cooldown. That is not fair, as they get the flash follow-up from Wei, and Bao just runs away. Nice little bumblebee here, but KT somehow able to win the fight eventually.
Yeah, that was kind of miraculous, to be honest, but they actually used all of their ultimates really well, and once they get that first reset for Hambach, it's all over. So Forrest is engaging really deep with that Magnet Storm, and then once he gets picked, it's problematic, because you can see the plan is clear here, right? Forrest and Bout on the same page. Forrest goes in first, gets knocked up, and the Magnet Storm comes through. Forrest has a follow-up to 4-man. Feisty, though, ults him. He instantly dies. Hype is hiding back this entire time, so I mean, despite his death, he does so much damage that Hambach can actually transform. Flash, Heartbreaker, Smash is just like, oh man, I have no prayer in this fight.
This reminds me of old Viego gaming before he got nerfed like 3 times.
Yeah.
Like when he first came out, you remember he would go like
when he was a solo laner?
Yeah, when he was like Cassante. Oh, wait. I wasn't allowed to say that on live, sorry.
Wait, what did you say?
When he's like Cassante, because Cassante is super broken.
Oh yeah,
and it's supposed to be a big secret.
No, it's not.
By Big Rito.
It's not a. It's not really a secret.
Yeah. Viego used to be like him, actually.
Yeah, there was a period of time. It felt long, but it was actually comparatively quite brief compared to Cassante's reign. I heard that maybe in the future they'll let both teams pick Cassante to make it fair. So we can have 2 Cassantes, but specifically only for him.
Should we bring back blind pick?
How about? I don't want to say yes.
Yeah, okay.
But I also kind of want to say definitely not.
Yeah.
Like, I want it, but I know that it's wrong.
Your mind's telling you no, but your body?
Yes.
Okay, I see.
This
Rift Herald spotted. He's going in alone, but he does have Poby coming in from behind. He knows he has the follow-up from the Kaisa. Goes in once again. That Emperor's Divide is fantastic on a bout, but Poby is still here. Unfortunately, not quite enough damage, and this time around, Feisty stays alive, so that consistent Azir damage is there in the team fight. A Smash is getting isolated. He misses one auto. Doesn't matter. Stun comes in. Hambach going to take him down, as really this is all about the Viego. He's very unhappy that he didn't get the POG in game number 1.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's 2 turrets down. The Rift Herald was kind of hilarious in that it was set up to charge, and then the turret gets taken out before the charge, and then he's like, all right, or she rather, he's like, all right, I'm going. Look at this play from Perfect. Pulling the Ahri out, while at the same time Wei hits this knock-up here. Bout's re-engage is denied by the Emperor's Divide, and like KT, clean team fight here, just completely absorbing all of the aggression. And Smash, none of this game is his fault or his problem, but he has just not been empowered by his squad, so he's just constantly like the last one to get killed by the Viego, and it's a little bit sad if you're a Smash fan, as 0-2-6 the scoreline for this. Or sorry, that's not his. That was actually Hype's. I think his scoreline is a little bit. I mean, he's the only one with a gold lead. Let me see that. I think his actually is a little bit better than that. Let me see. Let me see. I want to correct myself. Put that gold down. I'm talking good things about Smash. I know he's ahead in gold.
Hands up in the air. Put the gold down on the ground.
Put that gold.
You have the right to remain silent.
Yeah, see, I told you it was better.
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, why is 0-2-6, but he's trying his best.
I'm about to do some math on stream. He has 80% of his team kills.
Yeah?
Team's kills.
He has 100% participated in his team's kills, though. 4 of the kills.
The idea is there for T1. I feel like they're like an overexcited puppy, though. You know what I mean? They're like, okay, everybody goes in. We have super huge wombo combo. Our comp, we finally got a good comp. We're all very confident. They all press their buttons at once. Forrest is calling the play. He's like, I'm going to go in, I'm going to go in. And they do it, and it's like all over the place. And KT have so many disengage abilities that it's like, well, it works the one time. Now it's the last time, as Hambach is going kind of insane here. He might go down, actually. They are getting into that backline. Big shutdown for the Kaisa. It's a huge turnaround here for T1, as Feisty barely going to get out alive for now.
All right,
Big
Cassante
Baba
time.
On to Hype, as let's see if Perfect's got it. 1v5, he goes over the wall, as the charm is going to land. He wants at least 1 kill, though. That knockup is not going to hit Poby. That's perfect. He is basically unkillable, and he is buying a lot of time for his team, but the all-out is done, and they will get him
This is
eventually,
so funny.
right? Okay, they did.
That's so funny.
As the team is taking Baron.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty low here. I think they should still be able to
Fars
take it as long as
can't take
Forrest
this.
doesn't just tank that.
Yeah, Fars can't tank this.
He trickstered it. It looked scary for a second, but
All right.
they got it.
T1.
Okay, all right. 3 games on the cards, potentially. That's a bounty Baron as well. As yeah, Hambak over here just completely isolated. The rest of the team is not really close by at all, and it's a Viego, or rather, sorry, Forrest, who's kind of walking into this engage, and there's nothing he can do. He gets bombed away, and then the body slam follow-up is nice. And then Cassante is just like, I'm Cassante! And then he's Cassante for a long time, but we can cut the tape.
I want to see the entire thing.
No. He's still Cassante. He's
The
like
whole
walking
thing.
really fast with his Cloud Soul Rift. No. All right, there you go, Valdez.
Yeah.
Only because Valdez wanted it. You're welcome, I guess.
We had to get it because Cassante is Cassante.
Is that HL2?
Yeah. And you were right, Wolf, to talk about Smash from before, because now he is a juggernaut. He's going to be doing so much, not to Cassante, of course, but to everybody else, he's going to be doing so much damage. He has the most gold in the game. As Feisty, they're going very deep for this Azir, but they can because the comp allows them to do it. As in comes Smash, as Forrest is leading the charge.
You can disengage only once as Feisty with that Emperor's Divide. Once he uses it, the rest of the team can just pile on top of him. He's dead now. And T1, I mean, it looks like they might be able to start taking control over this game. I mean, they have Baron, obviously, picking another champion here, seemingly out of thin air with a heavy push there into the enemy jungle. And they're just going to start sieging up mid. Poby over here going to take out this outer. Valdez just bumped his knee. I wanted everyone to know he wanted
desk.
Yeah, he wanted to keep it a secret, but looked really painful. And he's wearing orange shorts, so no pants to protect his knee. And that's why I always wear casting pants, aka jeans.
I took a desk to the knee.
He took a non-existent desk to the knee.
It's such a caster workplace accident.
Is Valdez. A non-existent desk to the knee.
Yeah.
Oh, the dignity.
Oh man. I used to be a caster like you, and then I took a disc to the knee. Oh god.
Oh. Killing me over here, Valdez, while also damaging your knee in the process.
The mark is still there, but it didn't break the skin. We're good. The desk is not that.
It's got tape on it.
It's not that
so
sharp.
You're totally fine.
Yeah,
it's got a thin layer of
If
Scotch
the tape wasn't there, it was going to be over for me.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Well, this game is still going on.
We got ourselves some League of Legends.
Yeah,
now.
no, it's the first game of the 4 so far that has been an actual competitive back and forther.
Yeah.
That's the official technical term. We don't use it very often.
Back and forther.
Yeah, it's a back and forther.
Is that because it's the 4th game of the day?
Well, in this case, it's a back and F-O-U-R-T-H-E-R, back and forther.
Yeah.
But you can also call Game 5 or Game 3 or Game 7, for example, back and forther. Just drop the U.
But then you're not British.
It's in the caster's handbook.
I didn't read it. I forgot what it said.
Come on, Valdez.
I don't speak caster. Oh, man.
Bumping his knee isn't about back and forther. It's a
lost my
rarely
memory.
used
I bumped
term,
my
but
knee.
everybody knows it. You learn it early on in your caster training.
Caster training. My caster training was casting World of Tanks with Wolf. That was my caster training.
Yeah, well, when you cast Counter-Strike Online, that's when you found out
Yeah.
about Robin Williams starring in Flubber. Now, the sequel wasn't as good. That was actually the second part of your training. It was very important.
Yeah, I had to learn all about it. It's very important to learn about Flubber.
Yeah, worst Robin
Wei
Williams movie.
is okay. Yeah, he's fine.
However, will he be fine? He wants to re-engage, but I don't know about this. What did he mean by this?
Well, they got the flash out of Smash.
Everything has to rhyme. It's that time.
It's about that time.
About? Let's see. Oh, okay.
This
We're
is how
going
they
in.
go. They're trying to get on top of Hype here, but Smash is not quite able to, but he just flashes on, or rather Killer Instincts in, as he does not have the flash. The follow-up here from KT, not the best, as the Heartbreaker, though, does get on top of Smash. They take away the one-fed member as Humbug, as Kaisa, not able to get the job done, but he does create some space. Feisty is alive finally this time. All of those threats on T1, but they could not take out the Azir.
Oh, man, it looked like for so long there that we were maybe going to have a third game in this series, and I think it's still possible, but the chances just dropped massively after this one. As Bout and Forest want to do that Rel, Wukong engage that we saw previously on the Baron, and they really hard commit to it, get turned on here, and then Poby is trying his best, right? They do end up getting the pick onto the Varus, but then things go very wrong. Yeah, I mean, look, I wasn't going to say it like that, but things go very wrong, and two very strong champions in extended fights win out. Cassante and Viego. Viego has to sacrifice himself for it. Cassante would never die in a million years, lol. So he is the one who ends up closing it out there with Feisty. Is this Leandri's?
Yeah, they thought that Varus was the one doing damage, but they got confused because Varus and Azir have the same build, which means obviously that Varus isn't doing damage because he's not lethality. So as we know, the Varus is totally useless, which means that actually they should be going onto the Azir, who is very fed with 3 items now.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the real carry, Cassante, who's got a Sunfire cape.
Yeah, you know, that's like what the real underlying message was.
Yeah, they should have been going on to the Cassante, but then they realized Cassante can't be killed, so they were like, I guess we'll get Hype?
That's what happens, you know, you get into these games and you forgot to ban Cassante, and then you give it over to the enemy team, and you're like, well, I guess we'll play it out, but, you know, they have Cassante, so what are we going to do? Nothing. And actually, he has Abyssal Mask, and he's up against Gragas, which is tank, but has Sunfire, so that's important. Keep that in mind. We do have the Ahri, which is also AP, and guess what? Kaisa is also building a bunch of AP in this game. So
yeah,
the Cassante actually doesn't die, memes aside.
Yeah, he legit, like, he also has Merc Treads. I mean,
he also has Sunfire Cape too.
I mean, some people just Cassante, but Perfect is really Cassanteing.
Yeah, Abyssal Mask, crazy cracked by here.
Now he is...
Sajax knows.
Yeah, now he's actually getting close to level 16 as well. That's when Cassante gets to the next level.
Should we pull out our clocks for that one?
It's the... Sure. It's the another level that is spoken about in the Challenger's Hype intro. That's what Cassante is. He is on another level when it's Perfect playing it. He is going to do Cassante things very aggressively, but needs to go on a side to get that level 16, you know?
Please 3 games so Valdez and Wolf have to eat stale BBQ. Okay, what are we even talking about?
Yeah, I don't really fully understand the context.
There's no BBQ here.
Like, we don't actually need to eat stale BBQ.
Why does it have
fine.
to be stale?
We already ate dinner, it's okay.
Yeah, we had Subway.
Yeah, it was fine. Okay, here we go. Cassante.
Yeah, Poby doesn't win these. Especially Poby doesn't win these.
Well,
but also nobody else wins those.
Blast Cones win those.
Yeah. Imagine if there wasn't a Blast Cone there. And then maybe our pro gamers would actually get punished for their mistakes. And we wouldn't have random RNG. Oh, they knew he was in there. But he actually got over the wall. Hype in a little bit of trouble, but the follow-up is not there because Smash was not green.
Here he comes.
Like, he was very far away. And now this is all falling apart for T1. Double kill here for the side of Hambach. And the front line of KT just way too huge. So they try to get to that back line very strongly, but the follow-up is not there.
I mean, the
coordination is not there.
The comp from behind here for T1 has to really hard force these Wukong rail engages, right? So they keep trying to do it, and then eventually they just get caught. You know, KT are like, okay, you've done this so many times from this exact same angle, and they just find the Wukong and instantly delete him. We'll launch it again. He's seen by this control ward, so they're like,
we know.
Here he comes, and then they just instantly turn, and he probably should have known. I mean, what else are you going to do here? You have to just go over the wall and look at the Cyclone. There's actually still a Azir turret here as well, hilariously, and then Perfect comes in, Poby is trapped, and that Viego slow going to be the end of him as well. I'm kind of feeling myself a Hambach vote at this moment in time. I think he's had the highest impact, although we've made jokes about Cassante as a crown.
Yeah, I don't think we can really vote for Perfect here. That would just be like a Cassante build, or a Cassante vote, right? Like we're voting for the champion.
The observers are like not happy with Hype's performance. So like, he bought crown. He's 3,300 gold behind. they're like about to pop up like a really embarrassing
and he got
photo
a
of him
Knight's
from middle
Vow.
school.
He got a Knight's Vow from Way as well. They're like, look at all the tools he needs to survive. Huh.
That's
Ridiculous.
not very nice of them over there.
Yeah.
I think he's been doing an okay job. 0-4-9. Look, sometimes you have those
what
games.
happens when you pick Varus into 5 engaged champions, right?
As it turns out, it's not
Did
easy.
it himself.
It's not easy, but he's got Crown now, okay? So he's going to be okay. He's got Flash, Cleanse, Crown, Knight's Vow. He'll be all right.
Somebody asked if Zane is chat GPT. We just have another AI casting for the chat, yes. Really nice Magnet Storm here. Can Smash get something done? Take a look at that. Oh god, the Kaisa is going to get engaged on, though, has to go into the Zhonya's, and that might just be the end of it. Everybody else just getting zoned away. And again, they're not able to take out the real carry of the game, which is, of course, Cassante. Down will go the inhibitor. And down will go the game. KT should be able to take this one 2-0 tonight in the Challenger League Telecom War.
That's going to be the end of it. Very impressive play from the back line here. I mean, honestly, Feisty just stopped so many of these engages, but you also have Hambach re-engaging. I was going to say, like, the last play from Feisty was sick because he both Emperor's Divides and Zhonya so well absorbs all of that aggression so that the front line can just hard push through. I didn't want to say that the back line was the reason why they won, because it was really the front line, in my mind, that won this one on the side of KT. But good play from Feisty there in the end. Safe build from Hype just to further absorb that hard aggression, because there's only one way for T1's comp, and it's to go in. It's forward. There is no backwards. There is no kiting. There is no slow play. There's no front to back. So eventually, when they started to lose their lead, there was no way for them to do it except desperate flanks, and they were stopped multiple times. As Lilac, the coach of KT here, putting a pretty decent comp together. I think the Varus was very risky into this, but with the re-engage opportunities they have here, they played it very well.
I think they picked it pretty early on, right? I think it was into the Kai'Sa, which I think alone is okay. Yeah. But I think you might have to play like a little bit more towards the lane if you're going to do that, because as we saw, what happened is that Smash got a free lane. Like, they tried that one time with Hambach, you remember, at level 4, where he just like walked away. And then after that, Smash got a free lane. Alistair does nothing in the lane, basically. And then he was able to pop off in some of the team fights. Like, I think if you're going to pick the Varus early on like that into the Kai'Sa, you have to have more of a bot lane focus. But either way, they kind of limped along until eventually the Cassante and the Azir got really, really big with the help of Hambach, basically. And even though Hype was dying, he was still outputting at least a little bit of DPS. He was helping out, and they got there in the end.
Yeah, I mean, good performance from Smash. I think oftentimes the main character of T1, but I mean, he did so much in this game, trying his best when the engages came through, but the rest of the team just couldn't pull it together, right? And sometimes when you start to lose control of the map, that's all it takes. It's not about how many items you have, it's about how your comp works. From ahead, this comp is oppressive. KT can't set up on objectives, they can't clear vision, they can't do anything. But from behind, it's like, how can we find a way for Rel Wukong to get back there? I hope they don't see us. They saw you, you know.
Yeah. There's only so many times you can try to go for that. As Hambach will pick up the win in the POG, 8-3-10. There was that one time where he pulled a little bit of a challenger's move in the river and nearly lost his team the game. But outside of that, his team wouldn't have been in that position, a winning position that is, without him in the first place. So shout out to Hambach. Gets the job done. Some mistakes here and there. I've always been a fan of this guy. I love his aggressive style. And yeah, pretty straightforward.
I mean, 620 DPM is pretty high on a Viego, because he was often not Viego in those fights, you know? He did a pretty good job. The team relied on him to get those resets, and he had so many good Heartbreakers. Like, the weird thing about Viego is, you know, you can use Heartbreaker to get on top of a target to then, like, delete them and actually get that execute and get the reset, but you can also use it to get into the backline and slow somebody down for the rest of the team to then pile on them and kill those targets. And he did it so often on the divers. Whoever was coming in, he just got on top of them and prevented that exchange from going in a positive way and helped burst down. I think honorable mention to Feisty. Some of his disengages were absolutely sick with his Emperor's Divides. Got caught a few times when they were behind, but once they got back to map control, he did a lot to peel for himself and to absorb the pressure, especially in that last fight on the bottom side. Good game.
So, Wolf, I think now it's time for you to touch our green screen and show them that actually it's a current electric field that's going. Yeah, exactly.
Sorry,
You shouldn't touch that.
I know.
Like, chat's been pretty insistent, so I thought, one of us is going to have to take the the beating.
Let's actually like wipe this off. Burn on my finger.
Yeah,
like
it's okay.
Put some cold
tissue.
water on
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
The smooth tissue on it. It's okay, guys. Yeah, we're in the boiler room of the Caster Castle because this is where Faker is charged in the boiler room. That's why we hang out down here.
No Castle here though. He didn't play today. Perfect twice in a row.
Yeah,
and his Cassante was. We'll give it a thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. All right. The games are over, guys. It's 4-0.
So
2-0,
let's talk
2-0.
about on paper tomorrow. If you had tomorrow is Wednesday, right? Like,
yeah. I'm like, there's no challengers tomorrow.
One of the toughest matches to predict. D+ versus Hanwha. Who would you go for?
D+.
All right.
That's what I voted.
Okay.
For. Yeah.
All right.
It's a little bit of a spoiler.
Yeah, I mean,
you guys get to see our predictions during the pre-show tomorrow.
It's a tough one. We have another matchup that for Hanwha later in the week that's like a little bit more straightforward. I think Gen.G crushed them there. See if Hanwha can hold it together next week. Then what other interesting matches do we have in the LCK?
There's DKT1.
Yeah, that one I think unfortunately for D+ fans, I think probably not going to be a close one. But I mean, if D+ actually wins against Hanwha, wins against T1, it's a big bounce back for them. 2 tough opponents, so could push them back into top 3 contention. They did have a pretty big turnaround next week, or last week rather. So we'll see. I don't know. I just want to keep it LCK focused for a second, but we can talk about video games now or whatever.
So Brotato.
You keep mentioning Brotato to me.
Are you gonna get it? It's $4.
I'm gonna Google it right now.
So if you've played Vampire Survivors, it's like that, but there's 30 classes, and there's a lot more decision making during the game. So it's a lot more fun. Selling Rune Scimitar, 30K.
Is it on mobile or?
I think it is as well, but I play it on my computer.
Looks pretty fun.
It's
I'll
fun.
give it a shot.
It's a very fun, casual game. You can do it pretty quickly.
Sounds like a casual game to play during a break,
Yeah.
Sounds
Absolutely.
all right.
I don't know if it's on the Switch or anything, though.
Yeah.
Probably should be. It could be, easily. What are they talking about? I missed the title. Brotato.
Which we're not endorsing on this stream in any official capacity.
Just talking about games that we... how much did you get for that plug?
I just told you we're not endorsing that in any official capacity.
No hashtag ad, no hashtag sponsored. I just wanted to talk about a
like
game that I'm playing recently.
I'm like, I don't even know what it's called. It looks okay.
Yeah, I guess it's decent. I just dropped by. Am I late? Yes. Well, you're here right on time for the Caster chat community corner.
Yeah,
it's difficult
that's
to
okay.
talk.
It was a quick day. Unfortunately, we didn't have any back and forth. I guess the 4th game was a back and forther, but did end up being
back and forther.
Yeah, did end up being a KT win in the end.
Who's casting tomorrow? Casters.
I actually don't know.
Who's casting tomorrow? Are you casting tomorrow?
I am not casting tomorrow.
Yeah, you're not.
It's my day off tomorrow.
It should be Atlas and Chronicler. Because I'm doing the desk with Ox.
We solved it.
And Lore. So yeah. Those are the only 2 people left. Unless Hooney was going to cast for the English broadcast, which I don't think is going to happen.
No, probably not.
Maybe someday.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. When Ox is on Challenger.
He has been on already.
It did happen one time. And he did the do-do-do-do.
Did it only happen once? I guess so.
I think it was just
twice.
one time.
Oh.
Yeah. It was like last season when he just got here, like right after he got his visa.
Ox cable. Okay.
Okay. Sure. Time for Subway leftovers. Gunnar Drag is like so hyped for us to eat. He's like, they're going to eat the stale leftovers of their dinner. I can't wait until they do. Well, I already
I
ate.
do have Subway leftovers. I don't know
ate
if I will
my
be eating
whole
them
one.
tonight
already
or
ate it.
not. I might. I don't
No
know.
stale leftovers for me. It's all gone. Sorry, Gunner.
It's okay. There's a VOD. Yeah, check it out.
Have you seen the newest Soulfight skin? I did not.
Which player outside of D plus impressed you the most so far this split is a very good question.
Well, it used to be Career that one time.
I think Roamer has looked pretty good, to be
Roamer
honest.
has been sick.
Yeah, Roamer has been very good. I'm pretty impressed with him.
He's like why Hama Life Esports are so good.
Yeah. He's been kind of a game changer for me. I think, like, obviously Feisty was really impressive last split. This split, I think he's starting to get back to his old form, but it's definitely not him for me right now. I mean, Hambach also looked good on recency bias because we just cast that series. Grizzly is pretty good, yeah.
I think
Grizzly
Feisty is gearing things up slowly but surely.
Yeah,
Had a slow
I agree.
start, you know, it's getting better. Grizzly doing so well. What is the best LCK food sponsor? Gunner Drag is all about the food, man. He wants to know. The best in what
we've
way?
had a lot.
It's well, you know, I don't
The
know
best
if I
is
want to
our
say
current
anything.
sponsor.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I don't know if I want to say anything just because.
The best is the current sponsor that we have that is in that list. And if you know which one it is, you know. If you don't,
well, BBQ's been a sponsor for a long time. And even before they were a sponsor, they used to bring chicken down to the studio
when they
for
were
all
a
the staff.
team.
When they were a team. So, yeah, I think that answers your question.
Will we ever see Zed again in mid? No. Sorry.
Never. Not even once.
Never
ever again.
Pabu played it in jungle, but
yeah, it was good. It was good in the jungle during that like one couple of weeks time during that one patch.
Here are our results. 2-0-2-0 D plus on a 14 game. Yeah. 14 game winning streak. T1 a bit of a losing streak. They are, let me calculate this for a second. I believe -11. They're either -10 or -11. We'll see.
-10. Kwangdong Freaks just won their first series yesterday.
So they're keeping it competitive down there at the bottom of the standings between those two. It's still early days. We're only in week 4 here for challengers. So, I mean, I'm not saying it's likely, but it is still possible for both of those teams, well, probably one of them, to make playoffs if they really turn their season around. But we do have a pretty clear-cut top 2, and then from 3 to 6, it gets a little bit more interesting.
3 to 5, they're tied for 5th place.
But still top 6 places in the playoffs.
Okay.
Bro on the edge, they picked up a new top laner. Kangin. We'll see how he performs.
Good luck with you guys trying to distinguish between Kangin and Kangin.
I think it'll be all right.
We can do it pretty easily, but yeah, we'll do our best. And yeah, with Sandbox on the Freaks, T1.
With Sandbox kind of randomly popping off sometimes. Like, that's a little bit promising.
Yeah.
Like, they've had some pretty good individual games, so it means that the potential is definitely there. I think that team is one that I'm kind of cautiously being optimistic for, kind of keeping an eye on how they're doing, because you know, we have seen teams suddenly explode with top form and then make a late run to playoffs. As these are the matches that will be not streamed on our channel, but will be on Hojin and Shai's channels. No huge standouts except the Friday games.
Gen.G?
Which one, Gen.G? Yeah, the Hanwha Gen.G and KTDRX. But those are like the good ones. I'd say Hanwha Gen.G is probably the best. Hojin's going to be covering that at 2 p.m. on Friday.
Yeah. And DK up against Bro, if you really wanted to know if DK will continue on their undefeated streak. They should, I mean, they took out DRX relatively easily, and DRX are in 3rd place right now, so you would imagine that they should be able to deal with Bro, but I don't know, Bro.
Kangin also will have his debut match, you have to assume. Because this is going to be what we do on our stream.
Nice.
Nongshim KT, DRX Bro, Live Sandbox Kwangdong, so pretty packed Monday. And then on Tuesday, one pretty straightforward match, but one banger. D+ versus Hanwha. That actually is very exciting. That's the one we were talking about. D+ versus Hanwha. One of the toughest challenges for D+ if they are going to go for the 18-game winning streak in round 1.
It could happen.
Could happen.
I think it's I think it's more likely than not that it will happen. I think that
so
Life Esports are a great team, but I think that DK are a well-oiled machine, and nothing is getting in the way of them. Can we get a 9-gamer? That's going to be you and I, Wolf. Nongshim versus KT.
Yeah, I think...
that one definitely could go 3. DRX Bro is possible, but less likely than the first one.
Live Sandbox Kwangdong is like the one that feels like it's... To me, like of the 3, I think it's the least likely to go 3, actually. But
yeah,
this is the LCK week. We have Saturday Showdown. I think I'm casting that with you, actually.
Bro versus DRX.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, the HLE
match.
DK, HLE Gen.G, pretty good matches. DRX Live Sandbox, pretty good. Pretty easy week for KT. Looking like they're going to be pretty solid in their second place spot at the end of the first round robin. T1. Fairly straightforward week. I think D+ could give them some trouble, but I'm favoring T1 there. It's kind of my thoughts on that.
Yeah. Gen.G, Hanwha Life Esports is going to be interesting at the end of the week, too. Like you mentioned, Gen.G are really strong. Should be Gen.G, but hey, you never know. Hanwha Life Esports have always historically struggled against teams that are on the west side of the bracket, 1 through 5. But maybe this is their week to break out of their shell. The Hanwha Life Esports medical vessel.
Leave that husk behind on the tree and climb forward.
Exactly. Hop out of your jumpsuit.
Start making cicada sounds.
Yeah, that's something you could do.
It's summer. It's time.
Yeah,
I don't know why
it's
I have
close.
this. When you say shell, that's how...
Wait, does Wolf switch hands that holds the mic?
Sometimes, yeah. Watch this, too. I can wink with both eyes.
I'm not very good at it.
I think you did it, though.
My left eye, this one, it's like I can't really open the other eye. Guys, on that note, the producer saw what we were doing and he said, you know what? Please closing comment. He's right. I think, it's about that time. Thank you for watching, as always. We had a great day today. Was a bit short. I feel like the games could have been a little bit more entertaining, but you can't always roll a 3-6-9 out of 9, right? So maybe next time, maybe next week, but make sure you guys are joining us then. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
집중하세요.